Our next contestant is Herman Kahalahu Jr. Herman Kahalahu Jr., a champion's keys to success.
I have a question for you. How many of you have champions in your lives? These are people that admire and love you. People who have had a strong impact in shaping the person you are today. Champions like Rory Vaden, who has called upon us to take the stairs. Anthony Robbins, who shouts at me every day through my iPod to live your life with passion. Oh, and I cannot forget Miss Piggy. You see, Miss Piggy says, "Behold, the beauty within. The eye of the beholder is beautiful." She continues to go on and say, but it's just a matter of time that that beholder has misinformation, that the beholder doesn't really get it, that she has to, hiya, give him a black eye. Each and every one of us has a list of champions that we look up to. It doesn't matter who they are. These champions have enriched us and provided us with keys to live our lives with passion, to be true to ourselves, to stand up and be the individual you were called to be. Madam Toastmaster, fellow key holders, past and present world champions. The champion at the top of my list is my grandmother, Leimomi Kaulula'au. My grandmother provided me with 3 keys to master my life, to live a life of freedom. My grandmother taught me how to be who you are. Never give up on your dream. And for God's sake, look good at doing everything wrong. She was an awesome woman. Over time, these keys I would carry with me. These keys would take me through some hard times, through some times of joy. But I would never forget how these keys held me together. You see, in November 29, 1992, my grandmother, my best friend, passed away. My world began to crumble around me. I began to hate everyone. I dropped out of school. I began to get involved in violent activities. And eventually, I would surround myself with a group of people that were doing the same. I was on the path of self-destruction, a path of no return, a path that led me to spend 2,006 days in the state penitentiary. A path my grandmother did not desire for me. This was not her plan for my life. Her plan was to see the man that she loved, the man that she encouraged, the man that she provided, nurtured, grow up to be the man I was supposed to be. I didn't do that. Instead, I continued to be that knucklehead kid. Fatherless. Abused. Abandoned. While sitting in my cell, thoughts of my grandmother. Oh my goodness. What am I doing here? I'm not honoring you. Thoughts of her would drive me to my knees. My stomach would turn. And tears would trickle onto the freezing cold floor in my cell. One night, as I was writing in my journal, I would recall those 3 keys that my grandmother shared with me. Those 3 keys that she said would set me free. So I began to write them down. But I needed to do more than just write them down. I needed to take action. And to take action in the penitentiary, whoa. That means I had to smile. I had to hug my fellow men, or bump chest. But in all, I had to do something to change the position, to change that place that I was currently in. So I began to exercise those keys that my grandmother left for me. To share the love of aloha to everyone that I come into contact with. To be genuinely authentic with who I am. And to never, ever give up on my dreams. My dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, my grandmother was my champion. She provided me with the keys that set me free. What keys are you carrying around that will set you free? What do you need to do? Get yourself right and ready. I don't discuss.